Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We'll give it a few minutes to allow more people to join us tonight. It's going to be a special, very unique first look this evening. If you'd like to, you could put in the chat as to where you're tuning in from. You know, Carmen's becoming known as always the very first person to arrive in the chat.
And we just love
Always
her.
count on Carmen. Thank you, Carmen. Good to have everybody with us here tonight. Welcome. Hope you're having a good week. We are, what, 4 weeks out from Icon? Is it 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks out. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right. All right. We have people from Wisconsin and Canada. All right. I guess we can get started. What do you guys think? You guys ready? Bonnie and Heather?
Yeah,
What do you
we're
think? You give us the go
very
ahead?
ready.
Give us the
Oh,
go
we have
ahead?
Jolene Guidi on. Hey, Jolene.
Oh, good. I left Jolene Guidi a message today.
Did you?
Jolene, you could respond to him if you want. As a nice voice note, you know what I mean?
Heather, Carmen loved you on the Go Trim.
Oh, wow. Thank you,
Yeah.
Carmen.
All right, all right. So let's get started here, right? We're good?
Okay, we're
Okay,
good.
we'll get started. So, for those who don't know, hi, my name is Andrew Weissman. I'm Vice President of Market America Worldwide, but more importantly, an unfranchise owner, proud unfranchise owner. And just want to welcome you to what we call the first look, an introduction to Market America tonight. And I'm joined by two very special individuals. Um, Actually, both whom I've known for over 30 years, right? I mean, I can say that about Heather also, right?
Yes.
So just quickly here, I thank you for sending the notes. I mean, I know you guys very well, but there was some points in there that I appreciate you including. So it's worth noting, guys, this is special because this is the first mother-daughter first look that we've ever conducted. But they're both very successful unfranchise owners and have influenced and impacted the quality of other people's lives through their unfranchised business journey. So first we have Heather Pilibosian. Did I say that right?
That was perfect.
Heather Pilibosian. Um, and she's a professional coordinator, which means she's earned $4,500 to $7,500 in 4 weeks. She's a Go Trim certified elite trainer. She's had a session last night that was very well received. She's a nutrimetrics consultant, which means she's worked with health professionals. She's certified to work with licensed and allied health professionals, incorporating our services, our systems, and products into their practices. She's a competitive athlete. She's a mom of Jack, who's 15, Ryan, 13. And I didn't know about Coco. That's one thing I didn't know, your dog Coco. But thank you, Heather, for taking the time to join us tonight. I know it's getting past your bedtime, so thank you for staying up late
That
and,
is
and,
true.
and sharing your wisdom and experiences. And then we have Bonnie Philo, who has been with the business for over 32 years. I consider her a pioneer, one of the pioneers of the business. She has done incredible things, impacted many people's lives, not just in the U.S., but also overseas and growing the business in the United Kingdom. She's part of the Million Dollar Club, an executive director, which by the way means she's earned 25,000 to 36,000 in 4 weeks, but she's a Million Dollar Club member, which means she's earned millions in the business. I forgot, I'm glad you noted this, Bonnie, that you were a Jerry Siciliano award recipient, and that's a very special award that we don't give anymore. So it's even more special, in my opinion. A local seminar coordinator, certified trainer, and I said 32 years, but she's also with her husband Scott, been with him for 52 years. So they're great partners, great team, and two great individuals. And so thank you very much for both of you for joining tonight. I enjoy these sessions because you get to hear the stories of successful unfranchise owners, and everybody's journey is a bit different, and so it's great. So thanks again. So I'm going to jump right in we always talk about being on time and keeping this 30 to 40 minutes, but I always seem to sometimes fail at that. But it's okay. It's being recorded, and you can tune in later if you'd like. So let me share my screen, and we'll get started here. Here we go. I successfully did that. right? You can see my screen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. So here we go. An introduction to the unfranchised business. And by the way, we have a lot of people on here tonight, and I know there's a variety of guests. And for those of you who are a guest, I like to remind you, or not just remind you, but I like to submit to you that the person who invited you to check us out, to learn about who we are, what we are, why we are, you get a little bit of a sense as to where we've come from and to where we're going. The person who invited you has a lot of respect for you, right? And so I think you should give them a thank you because you've been given a gift. This business is not necessarily for everyone. Anybody and everybody, if they're coachable and they have a sincere desire to get more than what they're currently getting and reach their personal financial goals, um, they'll succeed, right? But some people are comfortably miserable. They complain and they wish, and they're not really willing to do anything differently to get a different result. So we don't attract comfortably miserable people. We attract entrepreneurs. So that's why I submit to you, the person who invited you tonight sees something in you, and you have to have a little bit of an entrepreneurial energy or spirit within you to be attracted to who we are and what we are and why we are. So I just want you to sit back. Nobody is going to sell you anything tonight. Just we're going to enlighten you about the nuances and the details about what this business can do for you. And so we're blessed to have Heather and Bonnie with us because they're real life examples of very successful and franchise owners. I'm going to jump in. Here we go. So built on product and powered by people is our slogan. And ultimately, Market America Worldwide and Shop.com provides a system. It's a simple system, yet it's very advanced at the same time for entrepreneurs to create an additional income stream while providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. Through results-driven technology and the power of people, we believe that we're creating the economy of the future. So regardless of whether the other economy out there is doing well or not, our economy, our ecosystem, our community of entrepreneurs who are all economically connected is continuing to thrive. And this evolution for over 36 years, 34 years, right? We're in almost 35 years. Has been quite remarkable. And it all started literally in the kitchen, living room, garage of a small little house in Greensboro, North Carolina. And here we are. So a couple more points, and I want to hear from Heather and Bonnie. So I think we all can agree that the economy has changed dramatically, especially over the past 5, 6, 7 years, and it's created unprecedented opportunities for people to become entrepreneurs. You think about the advancements in technology, with mobile and online shopping, and now even with AI, right? And we've incorporated AI into our business model, and it's only advancing things and only providing entrepreneurs with more tools and systems and technologies to help their efforts to become even more efficient and effective. So we all can agree there's a need for more income. People need to make more money. The cost of living has not decreased, it continues to increase. We've all felt it in all different aspects of our lives. And I think we all know that the rise in online sales and technologies continues. Every year, it continues to break the record as far as the amount of volume and transactions being made through online technologies. And we believe that people hate to be sold, but they love to buy, right? They hate to be sold, but they love to buy. When you need something or you want something, it's kind of fun to go online and order it and have it delivered or go to the store and get it. But you don't like it when somebody tries to push something onto you you might not need or want, right? So we just provide people with what they want and what they need, matching products to people and people to products. Then the gig economy, right? There's been a growth in entrepreneurship. More and more people recognize the fact that they can't get there by working a plan for somebody else. You have to be an entrepreneur and work a plan for your own financial success if you have a sincere desire to become financially independent or secure. So ultimately, our business is positioned perfectly to take advantage of all of these trends. So now, if you don't mind, I'd like to turn it over to Bonnie or Heather or both and talk about, your story a little bit. What attracted you to the business and what you've experienced, through the journey so far?
Yeah, sure. And thank you for having us, Andrew. this is just a priceless moment for me, of course, as a mom, seeing, Heather share the screen with us and see what she has become through Market America's UnFranchise, forgetting the income and forgetting the money, the personal growth with this company, the products, the supplements, it's just priceless. We really are, truly are a category of one as far as a company goes. And I'm very excited tonight to be sharing more about that, which no one's more surprised than me to do that, Andrew, because of my skepticism some 34 years ago when I was introduced to the business. I was 41 years old. I'll be 73 in December. Scott and
That's amazing in its own right. It's hard to believe. That's hard to believe.
Thank you. Thank you. Very, very grateful for the supplements. Very grateful. And we'll be married, like you said, Andrew, 52 years. Very long time. You could say when I fall in love with something, I stick with it. And that's just what happened with our company, our family, our friends. Thank you all for the beautiful, beautiful chats in the chat message. They mean the
Yeah,
world
look
to
at
me.
that.
And when I was introduced by Elizabeth Weber Walliser, I really didn't want to look at it at all. I was very, very skeptical. I thought this fell into a category of typical multi-level marketing type companies, networking companies that many promised the world, but most people didn't make money. And, Elizabeth certainly fell into that category, and I knew her. I was a personal shopper. She was my client. And that's how we met, being a personal shopper. And she would say to me, if I could show you a way to make some extra income, would you take the time to look if I could show you a way to make 300 a month, 2,100 a week? And I said, no, thank you. I just was very skeptical. What changed my mind was I was 41. And at 41, I was halfway to that 45-year plan. Even though Scott and I owned our own business, the business owned us. We were bigger ships on a bigger ocean, just passing each other, not having enough time, freedom, not being financially secure, and really started wondering and worrying what would the next 20 years going to be like. And Elizabeth brought up a brilliant point to me when she finally looked at me 2 years later and said, it's the last time I'm going to talk to you. And she said, it's the last time I'm going to talk to you, Philo. You need this and you need me more than I need you, because if you don't sell and you're not personally shopping, do you make money? And I mean, it was like an infinitesimal bolt, like J.R. Ridinger used to say, went through my cerebral cortex.
Brilliant vault, right?
I'm looking, and I decided to take a look. And I didn't want to work 98,000 of my hours of my life away, even though we owned our own business. And then the rest is history. I got very excited about it, very excited about the supplements, the fact that you can't make money unless you help other people make money as well. And everything just fell into place about the simplicity of what we call our 2 to 3 year plan.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Then, so when did Heather come on? Heather, how old were you when you first started the business?
I'll be 50 next year.
That's
Um,
amazing too, by the way.
well, thank you. I mean, great lifestyle, healthy living, great supplements, and great business, great community, great people. And I guess I've learned going a little bit through that 45-year plan that you have to surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals who are entrepreneurial. And your income is predicated on the average income of the 5 people you hang around with the most. So fortunately, both my parents raised my brother and I to become entrepreneurs because they always owned and operated their own traditional businesses.
Mm.
So I graduated from business school in 99 and got a taste for that 45-year plan, was very excited to commute about an hour each way into Boston and put on the suit and go climb the corporate ladder. And after doing that for about 6 months, I decided, no, thank you. It was a rat race. It was very cutthroat, very dog eat dog. And I told my boss if he thought my job was so great, then I am unemployable and he has my job. And I told my mom and Elizabeth Weber Walliser, my mentor, in addition, that I need to replace my full-time income within 12 months so I can become unemployable. And that's what we did. And that was
Wow.
about, I don't know, 25 years ago.
Oh wow, so you just I didn't realize that about your story. You said, okay,
Yeah,
for 6 months, I'm out of it, I'm out of here, entrepreneur.
yeah,
Talk to
yeah.
your mom, talk to Elizabeth. Let's put a plan together in a year. And so you success. That's fantastic. And
Yeah. And in fact, I remember Andrew sitting down with your father, Marty, who is one of our vice presidents. And I remember everyone kept saying to me, just like they said, to mom, like, why aren't you doing this business? Don't you get it? Don't you see the success of your parents? Don't you see the success of Elizabeth? You know, they match two full-time traditional business incomes. And I said, yeah, 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 I don't want anything to do with it. It's not for me. I like corporate America and I'm going to become, a vice president and um, succeed in that endeavor. And Marty said, you know what, Heather? Go get a taste. Go out there, right? Go pound the pavement. You're in sales, you're in advertising, you're in marketing. Go do it. Meet people, groom yourself, right? Talk to individuals who are better than you. And
right.
that's what I did. I mean, I was wet behind the ears. I was in my 20s, graduated from college, and I networked and I talked to people that were better than me, that were earning significant six-figure incomes, and said, how did you do what you're doing? And there's something that I am introducing to the area. We're expanding, we're achieving rapid growth. My parents have put their traditional businesses on the side and they've become very successful with an ongoing part-time franchise business. And who do you know that might be looking for a way to diversify?
Wow, that's what you did. That was the approach you took.
That was it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's how I met Nikki and Jeff Parmalee, who are now six-figure income earners. They were clients and customers of mine in Southern Maine, and they led to an amazing organization. And they were traditional business owners.
Well, good for you, Heather. I know the journey continues. Well, you didn't need much you didn't, 6 months into the 45 year plan, you recognized quickly it wasn't for you.
Correct.
Well, Andrew, you want to hear? I'll say something really funny
Yeah.
because this is hysterical. When she decided what she just stated, when she decided, I'll never forget this. It was a miserable day out because it was in November. She started when it was her birthday month in November. She called me
Snowing.
on the road. She hates shoveling snow. And this is what she said. She said, I'm done with the 45-year plan. Tell me what to do and I'll be a good student. And I said to her, sweetheart, you only have done the 45-year plan for 6 months.
Well, she was smart. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She was smart.
Smart, much
Listen, I've had
smarter than
enough.
me.
I've had enough. Well, ultimately, I think picture's worth 1,000 words, and there's not much that needs to be said about this. But at the end of the day, if you work a plan for somebody else, only a very small percentage of people make it. And actually, the people who actually make it, either they own their own business or they happen to have inherited their money, right? The rest end up dead, still working or struggling financially, right? And so, congratulations, Heather, for knocking that out after 6 months. And I know Bonnie, you were introduced to the business, I guess it was 34 years ago, but it took you a couple of years, right? But you didn't, but Elizabeth went on and went to six figures in 6 months to a year.
Right.
And then you came on a couple of years later, which is awesome. But you know, ultimately, this is not about working a plan for somebody else. This is about working a plan for yourself, and it's very admirable. And I have a lot of respect for you guys, and a lot of respect for any unfranchised owner that's made it and who's just getting started and on their way. Because ultimately, it's about taking control. If you don't take control over your own financial position in the future, then you're always going to be controlled ultimately, right? Um, so, you know, our offering is a 2 to 3 year plan. And the 2 to 3 year plan is based on an individual investing approximately 8 to 15 hours per week. Now, you can compress the plan and do a lot more in a shorter period of time. And as a result, the business will grow faster, or you can do less and it'll simply take longer to develop. But ultimately, it's really up to you based on what you want, when you want it, what you're willing to give by way of time, energy, and effort. Because ultimately, the only investment here really is time. And we teach you what to do with that time so that the time you're investing is quality time and you're not just spinning your wheels and wasting it, right? Because all of our time's valuable. And we're only here for one shot. We got one shot at this thing called life, right? And so why not go for the gusto, and have fun at the same time. But maybe talk about, if you don't mind, either one of you could start, what, why you're attracted to it, what you've experienced, because obviously some of these things here, you can read faster than we can talk. Everybody has different dreams, desires, goals, ambitions, and we just, kind of translate the things that you want into the business and help you develop a detailed plan to get there. But I don't want, I don't, they've heard from me enough. I'll stop talking. You guys go ahead.
No, that's okay, Andrew. We could hear you all night long. It's a pleasure. And you made brilliant statements that what we're looking at here is nothing more than a 2 to 3 year plan, and it's a plan that you just intertwine in your life. It's very, very customizable. We have action plans to make that customizable for each and every person. One week you might do 8 hours. Next week you might do 12. Next week you might do 6. But it's nothing more than going out, knowing that you're in the solution business, knowing that you got something to offer somebody, and knowing that when you're out and about, the business automatically is going to come up because people just talk about how rotten things are or how they wish they were. And it
Yeah.
starts with a conversation. And for me, the conversation centers around what I can get them to, maybe the next event. Certainly, international convention is a big conversation starter today, but also discussing how rotten things are. And, Elizabeth and I would discuss that, and she was able to zero in on that to make the 2 to 3 year plan make sense for me. So, for the guests on this evening, would any of this make sense for you? Would you like to save some extra money? How about just paying off some debt? Maybe having an extra 300 a month coming in. What if we could show you a way through a proven business plan that's systemized and uniform, a way that in 90 days or 6 months or a year from now, you have 300 a month coming in every month? I mean, I've been told by, many that could have saved some of the bankruptcies out there, or have a car payment, or a very small part, but a part of rent or mortgage, or buying a couple of heads of lettuce today with what lettuce costs. So, or would you like to make some investments? How about, say, for an education? Or do you have children? Are you worried about a college education for them? For Scott and I, it was saving for retirement. For Scott and I, it was spending time traveling. And for the both of us, it was knowing how short life can be, especially when life bites. And life will bite. And when it bites, it's a beautiful thing to have an income coming in where you don't have to be there 24/7 hands on for it. And if I was doing personal shopping, certainly I had to be there for it. But this is a community and a team, to have the ability to do what you want, when you want, wherever you want, with whomever you want, and have something as simple as this little 3x5 box.
I have one of those.
Yeah. So does that. So to all of you on, what if we could show you a way to have one of those and build a 2 to 3 year plan and create a foundation like that, improving quality of your life, my health. I just went in for a checkup. Scott just went in for a checkup. Knock wood. We held our breath with a couple of them. Okay, but knock wood. We're doing great.
They're doing well.
Yeah. So that was.
So Heather, it's great.
Yes. Yeah.
You have two boys who are on their way,
Two teenage boys. So Ryan turns 13 this weekend, and Jack will be 15. So I look at these, and I think what happens is your goals change based on your timing, right? So when I was in my 20s, like I said, when I finally had such distaste for corporate America that the 2 to 3 year plan was enhancing and enticing for me to start. I also said, this isn't rocket science. If I mess this 2 to 3 year plan up multiple times, I'll still be halfway ahead of the 45 year plan,
that's right.
right? So then I was just looking, like I said, to match my full-time income. I was living on my own. I was paying my own rent. I bought my own car. I was buying my own groceries, right? So I was just looking for that income to replace my full-time income. You flash forward 10 years, I got married. I had children. Things were blissful. Things were great. Things were rocking and rolling. And then unfortunately, life hit about 10, 12 years ago. And my husband at the time came down with brain cancer, and my boys were 2 and 4 years young. And this backup plan, so to speak, right? The best time to plan for a backup plan is when you don't need
Or need
a
one.
backup plan. And we were relying obviously on my husband's income primarily, and the business I had built 10 years prior was a secondary income. And this backup plan had to kind of become a primary complementary income. He passed away last year, and it's been the boys and I, and we have maintained our lifestyle. We are in our home that we've been in for 17 years,
Wow.
and it's a blessing that such tragedy has been able to uplift me, and I've been a mentor to my children in building a business for myself and for us, a willable business for
Hmm.
my children. And it's 3 generations because they've seen their
Beautiful.
grandparents who built this back 30 some odd years ago. And I would have never thought about that when I started 25 years ago.
Right.
So I think you have to kind of think outside the box. If the masses of people are doing what's going on out there and they're getting what Andrew showed you on the slide, right? 95% are comfortably miserable, broke, or dead. You have to do what above average people do, which is the minority of people. You have to
That's
be
right.
unique and you have to think outside the box. And
Yeah.
it may be scary, right? But again, you don't plan to fail, you just fail to plan if you don't get more information and really do your due diligence, evaluating the products and evaluating the marketing plan.
No, it's awesome. You've done a great job. You've led by example, and it's great for your kids to grow up with this and see this, and they have that, I'm sure, that entrepreneurial spirit within them. And as they continue to grow and it's going to be there for them. You're right. All we've done for 34 years is provide entrepreneurs like Heather and Bonnie with a proven system, a proven business plan, the systems, the tools, the technology, the products, the support, the training to enable people to become successful. And it's like having your own e-commerce business in a box. People want to get into the e-commerce or online shopping world, but you start to think about it, what kind of products are you going to sell? How are you going to handle the distribution? How are you going to handle the customer service? What if problems arise? How are you going to, how are you going to get the employees? Here you don't have to worry about any of that because the company handles all those details. And you can earn immediately from the transaction of our exclusive products. So cash can be made right from the get-go. You're equipped with a variety of websites, some of our most popular brands and shop.com to enable you to market and attract customers. We provide a lot of resources, tools, and technologies, which makes it really easy and simple to expose information about the products and the business to attract, people to it. And there's unlimited earning potential when you combine the retail profits and the commissions. It's how big you can think ultimately determines, what you can accomplish with the business, which is contrary to working a job because they determine what you make. Here, the confines are eliminated, so you can think bigger, dream bigger, but it's about developing a detailed plan of action to get there. And so we've had a lot of people who've been successful, in the 10 countries that we now are operating in. So the community, I think you guys would agree, is very special. It's positive, it's uplifting, it's inspiring. And what's unique about this community is the fact that everybody supports each other, regardless of whether they have an economic interest in that person's success or not. And that's very unique. That culture is very unique and very refreshing to be a part of, especially coming from the corporate world. And so you are in business for yourself, absolutely in business for yourself as an unfranchised owner, but you're never by yourself. You always have partners and support, right? Would you guys agree with that? It's something I think is very special and important, attribute to the unfranchised business.
I will say as well, just because obviously we're mother and daughter. So when I rolled up my sleeves and I said, all right, just tell me what to do. I don't need rah-rah. I don't want to be motivated. I am irritated, right? And I said, I will be your student, like mom said, and I will follow the system. I will be coachable. So I think the key is to find a mentor,
Mhm.
right? Who will kiss and kick you and allow you to be coached and groomed. And Elizabeth was fantastic
Mhm.
in doing so. If it got too close, right, and comfortable with mom and I, then I would go to Elizabeth.
Mhm.
And it was great. I just did what they said. I didn't question it. I didn't say I was going to make up my own system or do something different. It's like a big game of leapfrog, right? If it works and if what JR did and succeeded at, right? If it works, then just follow the leader. That's all you
Oh,
have to do.
exactly, exactly. Lead by example and just do right. You did it, and I know you learned you. That's great because a lot of people waste time and energy trying to reinvent the wheel, do things differently because they think they're smarter than than the business. But ultimately, they end up coming back to the basic principles and fundamentals that we know that will get results. So congratulations. I know you didn't really make that mistake 'cause you had perfect mentorship from Elizabeth Weber, who's really the top earner in the business, and then of course your mom was one of the most successful as well. And so, and you've wrote your own story, Heather, and it's really great. Um, so take it away, one or both of you. Take it away. Talk about what's. I think we've already kind of mentioned a lot of the things anyway so far. It's on the slide here.
Yeah, so I'll just highlight a couple of the things because the what's in it for you, I sat back, I didn't give it too much thought, and I usually do ready, aim, fire, but this was a ready, fire, aim. My big fear at the age of 41 was not trying this. I just saw it as everything happens for a reason. I put it out to the universe. I put it out to God. I got back some great answers, and the bigger fear was not trying this because the piece of it of intertwining it. I know I mentioned it rather quickly, Andrew, but to allow the guests to really understand this was when I talk about intertwining this in your life. This is not about giving up your business. I certainly didn't do that, or your job. And Heather made mention that, she had a 6-month plan to be able to match what she was earning. She stayed at that job. This is about having, they call it now, a lot of the young men and women, a side hustle. That's what I've heard the term used a lot, a side hustle. But as I'm speaking to people, I know what I was looking for, to be able to find $1 billion company and $1 billion business. And that's what we all own. People make great companies, and we are that community of people. All of you on chat that are UFOs, all of you, we are all together, all teams, all dreams. That's what I manifested when it came to looking, what would a perfect business be for you, Bonnie? What else would a perfect business be? How about no inventory, no risk? Scott ran a brick and mortar business 30, 40 years ago. We had a warehouse with millions of dollars worth of inventory. Very, very frightening, very frightening. We don't do that. We have a shoebox of products. That's what your company, Market America, does for you. They've got the warehouse. They take care of all of that Andrew mentioned. What if you could find $1 billion business and be able to plug into a system where a company does 80 to 90% of the administrative work for you without worrying about lawyers or inventory or overhead or any of that complication that we had as brick and mortar business owners that our daughter and our son watched us do for years and years and years. What if there was no cap in your income potential? How would that make you feel, that the sky's the limit, that it doesn't matter where you begin? Okay, you could make more money than Elizabeth Weber. And I'll end with this and then turn it over to Heather. And I get goosies every time I think of JR. I mean, such an unfathomable loss, so missed by all of us. But I can remember him really looking at finding something different. And when I speak to people about this, his vision and mission that, we used to speak to him about, because we had the pleasure of knowing JR and certainly Lauren, who's taken over gloriously. I mean, God bless her. It's just extraordinary what this woman has done and continues to do after, just an unbelievable loss. He got tired of the trail of destruction that a lot of companies left behind, multi-level marketing companies, other companies. He was part of a company like that when he was very, very young, got his start that way. Instead of cleaning up that multi-level marketing pay plan arena, he gave birth to a new one.
Correct.
And I believe as a guest, you're just fortunate to be hearing about it. We're just getting going now, and we're going into our 34th year, where we smashed a franchise concept, which I think is brilliant, systemized, uniformed, but we're an unfranchised, no prohibitive cost. And we smashed a social media concept and smashed an internet concept, put it all together where you could build the business anywhere, on the beach, at home. And the self-development is just unparalleled to anything else as far as the growth and being around positive people. So that's what was in it for me. It checked every box. Again, my bigger fear was not stepping forward and partnering.
The power of Market America and the unfranchised system makes it possible for anyone to succeed who otherwise would not have had a way to do it.
We've created a solid foundation for which we'll continue to grow.
One of the most important things you can do is keep the business simple.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. We will continue to make the impossible possible. Groundbreaking products and delivery systems, incredible technological advancements.
Companies don't make people successful. People make companies successful.
There's something very special about this community. Yes, we're economically driven. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. Yes, we're in it to make money and to help others make money. But we also develop a community. Everybody in the world wishes they had what you have. You need to tell them about it.
Be the best version of you. It all starts with you.
Market America is an internet digital marketing and product brokerage company with a universal shopping cart. That is what we are.
Anything you could want, you can get from shop.com.
We are always, as a company, identifying and adapting to paradigm shifts in the world.
I knew that this was an organization that paid very close attention to detail and was committed to what they said they were going to do.
I'm an ambassador for Market America because I believe in the model.
Be great, be exceptional, be extraordinary, be authentic, be disruptive.
There's a new economy that you're going to tap into. Take advantage of it. The time is now.
Speaking about JR, you're right. He set out to create a business model that was in line with reality. He didn't want to base it on what other companies wanted people to do. He based it on what people had been proven to actually do. So because it's based on the averages, the success rate has been very high for those individuals, like you guys have said, have been coachable enough to simply follow the system. And we did, Jay was my mentor for over 30 years. We lost him, suddenly. This August will be 44 years. I can't believe it's been 40 years. But Lauren was right by his side the whole time. So, we're fortunate to have her leadership as our CEO as we continue to move forward. And you said something I normally indicate as well, which is the fact that, yes, we've been around for over 34 years, but also, yes, we're undiscovered. nobody's really heard of us or any of our brands. I still feel like we're a sleeping giant, and we have a very solid foundation from which we're continuing to grow from. So it's a kind of a unique scenario for an entrepreneur, because as an entrepreneur, you want to be able to balance profitability and stability, which is very difficult to find. In fact, nearly impossible. But with our enterprise, that we've threaded the eye of that needle. So you have stability and profitability. And the story is very unique. Like I mentioned earlier, it all started literally in the kitchen, living room, garage, their little modest little house in Greensboro, North Carolina. And they envisioned a concept that would allow people to shop online. Now, keep in mind, JR was talking about people buying from their home computers in 1984. In fact, he was quoted in an article in an Atlantic City newspaper as such. And so he was a real visionary, but not only was a visionary, he took action, and he made things happen. He used to say, people ask, well, how's it going to work? He goes, it's going to work because it's an idea whose time has come. I'm going to make it work. That was his attitude, and he did. So other people believed in him and caught the vision and made it happen. But to receive cash back on their everyday purchases and earn commissions from simply sharing these products with others. And so from this concept, this idea, Market America grew from these humble beginnings to this global enterprise that it is today, now operating it's actually 10 countries, with tens of thousands of people. We've had hundreds of people who've made millions, and we've paid over 6.4 billion in commissions and retail profits as of December 31st, 2025. And it's quite special. And yes, we have people who've made 6 and 7 figures annually, but to me, what's even more special, more powerful, is the fact that we have thousands of people that do earn an extra 300, 600, a couple $1,000 on a monthly basis, like everything in between, right? And so it's a very solid foundation. So what you put into it will result in what you get out of it. So it's up to you based on your time, energy, and effort. So if you indulge me just for a moment, I'll run through this. But we're so fortunate. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for JR. And his legacy continues. And he really did revolutionize the direct sales industry. He shifted the focus to real products for real people, and he fostered an environment of cooperation as opposed to competition. Mm-hmm. And it's quite unique. He pioneered online retail innovations, as I just mentioned, and bridged the gap to an aspirational and attainable opportunity worldwide. He empowered individuals to build their own economy, because really that's what you do. When you grow your UnFranchise business, you've built your own ecosystem, your own economy, and it allows for personal, and you mentioned this, and financial achievement. The personal development, I think, happens inherently in the growth and development of the business. So personal leadership qualities are learned and passed on, right? And I call him a belief extraordinaire. He ignited belief in everyone that was around him. He was a huge believer in human resilience and the entrepreneurial spirit, and ultimately built a blueprint for success with the UnFranchise Business, which we've mentioned tonight, and the Management Performance Compensation Plan, which, if there's any interest at all, for those of you who are checking us out, listening, observing, wondering, becoming hopefully a little more curious and interested, I do encourage you to take the time to learn how the 5 steps work and how you are compensated, how the organizational structure and design is put together, because it's phenomenal. And imitation is the highest form of flattery. There's been a lot of companies that have tried to copy us, but they're no longer around. But the legacy of hope continues. And this crew, JR used to call us a motley crew, and this is our corporate leadership team. And we have a real partnership with our unfranchised owner community, and we've worked together for a long time. And it's just the beginning, and I think it's very, very special. So take it away, guys. We've talked a lot about some great information, provide a lot of insight, and enlighten people. But tell us about what is Market America.
It's the darndest thing.
Darndest thing I've
That's
ever
what Lauren used to say. It's the darndest thing. I've never seen so many people make so much money. So it's something, for everybody, it's something different, and yet it's all the same because it's who we are. We're an internet marketing company. We're powered by entrepreneurs. It just is what it is. And we're all around the world, and there are no territorial restrictions, no regions or boundaries. I'm in New Hampshire, and so is Heather. But we can talk to people in Andrew's backyard in Miami or in New York City or in China or in England. It's pretty crazy. And I said this at the beginning, we are a category of one. Nobody's doing what we're doing. I've said it from the very, very beginning, once Market America got into me, which when I saw it and I went to my first international event, it was, just history. It's not when you get into Market America, it's when Market America gets into you. And certainly it's done it for all the UFOs on the line tonight. We're product brokerage, so I love the fact that we're not just a one-line business, because if it was, and that line didn't work, that product didn't work, that's it. You're bankrupt, you're obsolete, you're old news. But as product brokerage, we have something for everybody, everything for somebody. We're in the solution business. We're a company built on product, powered by people, and all it is a conversation. If you've ever seen a good movie, other than loving the movie, for me, the best next step is I'm texting Heather, Brian, some of my friends, letting them know if they're looking for a good movie, maybe posting on Facebook, they got to see it. And that's all we do with our supplements, our products, our wellness. My skin's never felt better. I've never felt better. The OPC3, I believe every man, woman, animal, child, breathing should be on it. If I drink anymore, I'll turn into a grape. So, yeah.
I say the same thing. If you breathe, you should be using OPC3.
Well, I copied it from you, Andrew. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, it's and you Heather, anything else you want to add to that? Or your mom covered it. I don't know if you want to add in.
I think she nailed it.
Okay. But we have won the Torch Award, which is given by the Better Business Bureau, which is a prestigious award to be the recipient of. We've got to get it once is great. We got it 3 times based on our trust, performance, and integrity. And I love what you said, because I normally tell the story about like you said, you go to a movie you like, you tell somebody about it. And they think about going to see a movie. They say, well, Bonnie told me to go see, the Odyssey. I go see the Odyssey or whatever, right? And so
the Odyssey was fabulous.
I got to see that. I got to see the IMAX.
You have to see if you saw it the other night. Fabulous.
I gotta get. Yeah, we only have. I gotta check that out. And the 70 millimeter, the whole thing. I got to do the whole experience. But after 30 days, 40 or 50 people went to go see the movie. You told 1 or 2 people about it, got no credit for it. But our system is a referral tracking system, and it calculates every single transaction, all that word of mouth activity, and it ensures that 100% of all the business that's created all comes back to the original source. So it's very powerful. I know for those of you who are new and checking us out, that might sound pretty far-fetched, and how can you possibly do that? But I do encourage you to see the 5 steps, and it'll show you exactly how that's possible. So we're blessed to have brands that impact the quality of people's lives, led by Isotonics, which is led by OPC3, and the Daily Essentials and the Digestive Enzymes are our 3 top. But these products really do impact the quality of your life. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the results and the benefits people have experienced using our products. We're built on product, and we always have new products coming through our product development pipeline. At International Convention, you're going to learn about some new introductions, which will be great. And so a quick little video here of our #1 brand.
The ultimate Isotonics protocol is on-the-go science-backed revitalization that fuels your day, anywhere, anytime. Forge a powerful synergy with 2 groundbreaking products, carefully perfected with years of development. From busy moms to CEOs, students to athletes, this is the protocol for everyone who wants to conquer their day with leveled up energy and a fortified mind and body, while also combating signs of aging for lasting vitality. International bestseller Isotonics Daily Essentials delivers 100% of your vital nutrients faster than a typical pill. H2 Tab floods your cells with nanobubbles of molecular hydrogen, an antioxidant that goes deep into tissue, targeting free radicals. Simply mix 1 Daily Essentials packet into 8 ounces of water, drop in 1 H2 tab, let it dissolve, and drink immediately to supercharge your Daily Essentials. Harness science, improve your life, and live without limits with the ultimate isotonics protocol.
And then, of course, we have many partners, so you can earn cash back from the same transactions you'd be making anyway from the same companies. So you're making money really everywhere and whatever you're doing. And that was the whole original concept. You get paid on almost anything and everything you could need or want, to convert your spending into earning. Because whether the economy outside of us is doing well or not, we're living, breathing human beings. We have to buy things in order to live. So why not get paid for it? Right? And why not introduce this concept to other people and allow them to get paid for it? And then why not allow that everybody to earn from everybody's transactions? It's pretty phenomenal. And so take it away, Heather. Talk to us about the ways to make money.
Sure. So the first way is, like Andrew just said, cash back on your purchases online. So go to shop.com. and / the individual who introduced you to this overview. And they can take you for a little tour or a tutorial on great ways to maximize your cash back for spending you're already doing at the store. Thousands of different vendors and stores, all the top retailers on shop.com. Second way is the obvious business transaction. You purchase product at distributor cost, which is how Andrew, myself, and Mom purchase our supplements, our skincare, our home care, our pet health, third-party websites, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we earn retail profit when we market those products and services to the end consumer. Those are our exclusive products. And the third way, which is the ongoing cash flow, is through unlimited potential weekly commissions on management sales. So we're looking at managing 2 business organizations for our lifetime, and over our tenure with our business, we're looking at developing a portfolio of 10 preferred clients. 10 preferred clients, each purchasing 1 or 2 products a month from us. So in my background in marketing and sales, I used to have to manage a portfolio of hundreds of clients who are purchasing thousands or tens of thousands of dollars of revenue from me. And very untraditional here, we're not looking to sell product to everybody. We're just looking to mature a relationship with 2 to 10 preferred customers or clients and maximize that client retention. So I may have a portfolio of 10, 12 clients, but each of them may be purchasing multiple products because they trust me and we create a relationship. So I identify their needs, they talk to me about their goals, and I meet and create a solution for them.
Awesome. Awesome. And these products can't be found anywhere else other than through Market America. They're exclusive products. And so once they experience them, they generally don't want to live without them, and they end up buying additional products from us, right? I mean, so it's, you end up having a customer for life.
The Market America seller has the ability to earn retail profits by building a loyal and satisfied customer base, and earn commissions by expanding sales and distribution channels with additional teams of sellers. A revolutionary referral tracking system allows the seller to receive 100% credit on all purchases made by them, their customers, and their customers' referrals, as well as capturing their team's transactional footprints. The sophisticated Management Performance Compensation Plan, MPCP, enables people to earn a supplemental income. MarketAmericaShop.com is the complete package designed and built to satisfy multiple needs and provide the ultimate turnkey business solution for aspiring entrepreneurs.
But over 12.4 billion as of December 31st, 2025, in estimated accumulated retail sales, over 6.4 billion being earned when you combine retail profits and commissions. And as I mentioned earlier, we have hundreds of people who have earned a minimum of $1 million in commissions So in doing so, you enter the club, if you will. But many people, when you understand the business, you'll understand that if you earn $1 million in commissions, you're going to earn another $1 million. I mean, it's just because the income continues to be earned. They're not allowed. We're not allowed to use the term residual income. So I like to say it like this: you develop your unfranchised business. It takes some time. You're developing an asset that's very valuable and willable, like you mentioned, Heather. Um, but you're going to get paid whether you like it or not. Now, to this day, over 34 years later, there's not been one commission that's been sent back to the company, right? Okay, so you continue to make money whether you like it or not. So whether you want to call it residual, ongoing, passive, supplemental, I don't care what you call it. I don't think you care what you call it. Just get me paid, right? And it gets directly deposited into your account. But so you guys take it away. This is a great example of the contrast between our model and just about any other business model that's out there.
Yeah, and that's what I thought this was. I thought we were a horizontal company because I was familiar with the multi-level marketing, matrix marketing pay plans of direct sales companies, networking companies. And when Elizabeth showed me this marketing plan, I will say this, it took a couple of times. Most people have to see this and hear this 3 or 4 times to really understand the depth of who we are, how we work, what we're not, what we do. And we recommend and invite you to come see it again. Take the next step and do that. I had to see the marketing plan, the 5 steps that Andrew spoke about many, many times. Now, I got the logic of the business, the simplicity. 2 customers, start by talking to 2 people and then build the network down, not wide. $200 every 90 days. I got the logic. Scott, when I showed it to him, well, I didn't show it, somebody else showed it because I was too new. Scott got the math. The algorithms, are just extraordinary with the opportunity in the business because with horizontal marketing, there's competition. It's unhealthy competition, actually. There's a fight to get to the top. The service rep, the sales agent, the repair tech will never make more money than the department head. And if you put a line up the left and a line up the right and join them together, it's the typical legal pyramid. People at the top are making the money. If you don't have leverage in your life, you're someone else's leverage system. We switched it around, 2 lead to 4, lead to 8, lead to 16, and make it compounding. It's 100% of 100% of the volume. So there's a perfect reason for you owning your virtual unfranchise to not only work with Mark and Megan, whether you brought them in or not, but to work with Matt. Why would you work with Matt? If this was MLM, he'd be 4th, 5th level down, 6th level down. You'd only get a little percentage on him. We don't get paid on percentages, signups, levels. We're not in competition with each other. Everybody helps each other. We get paid 100% of the volume. So whatever Matt does and Kevin does, Chris does and Ryan does, goes from the bottom all the way up. Whether you're looking for $300 to $500 a month, like Andrew said, or whether you're looking to make $2,100 or $3,600 a week or more, that's what you share with your partner, with your sponsor. That's introducing you to this business, and they will set your action plan up to go ahead and do that.
Exactly. Well said. A couple more points, and we're circling the field, getting ready to come in for a landing, right? So we have actually it's a less than 60 seconds, a little health quiz. That's comprehensive, by the way. And you put in what your health goals are, and it'll recommend the top products that'll help support your efforts in achieving those goals. I encourage you to check that out. And then we have some cool things that are happening here, very quickly approaching. By the way, schedule a follow-up appointment. We've mentioned that to learn the 5 steps, how the business is organized. This Monday night, we have some field leaders who've gotten together, and they're going to be leading this Build Your Future Zoom session. It's going to be fabulous. It really will be. At 8 p.m., you can go on to the Market America Instagram, Facebook. Jaden may be able to throw the registration link in here, but if not, just go to our social media channels and register. It's going to be a special evening on Monday night. And then Bonnie and Heather, you mentioned the international convention. We call it ICON, International Convention, happening August 19th to the 23rd in Greensboro, North Carolina, at one of the most advanced, newest theaters in the country called the Stephen Tanger Center. It's beautiful, and it's going to be an awesome event. So I encourage anybody that's interested that's on here tonight, checking us out, just come join us, and because you can accomplish, as far as the knowledge, the belief, the understanding, the networking, the camaraderie, just even the conversations are so valuable that you can have with the top leaders. It would normally take you months to get the same type of experience and knowledge. And so we can do this just in a few days in North Carolina. So we hope you join us. It's a lot of fun, have a good time. And of course, we're going to launch new technologies, some major advancements in technologies we're going to be introducing and discussing and teaching. And it's going to be an awesome few days. But with that being said, Heather and Bonnie, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. I know it's just kind of just the beginning. Heather's, you'll get to the $1 million club yourself. I know you're on your way, with as a fitness enthusiast and trainer. You can, of course, affect other people's lives along the way. And Bonnie continues to do the same thing. So you guys are awesome. The mother-daughter team of Bonnie, Philo, and Heather Pilibosian. Pronounce it correctly.
Thank you.
Yes,
you guys are
thank
awesome.
you.
Thanks for joining tonight.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everybody,
you.
for joining.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a great night.
Carolina.